Garden report for the 30th of June 2021. A few odds and bits on the deck still. It's been a dry year, but we have had a few rains, but nowhere near enough to keep us going as a garden. I'm hauling a lot of water by hand in buckets down to the garden. Plenty of white clover, but unfortunately no bees to visit the white clover. And the tomatoes are coming along quite well because it's been fairly dry and sunny, and they seem to have enjoyed the amount of sun and dry that we've had, but they've been watered at the same time. No real comments here, apart from the observation that one or two of the medium-sized tomatoes are on kind of small dwarfish kind of plants again. Can't figure out why that would be. Most of them are fairly big. If they're dwarfish, then they don't really produce as much fruit as I want. The elderberries are starting to produce fruit, for the birds mainly, not for me in particular. Here is a bucket of peas that I've been collecting. Fresh peas have just started to come in. Potatoes, quite disappointing actually. These should be a lot bigger. I think maybe the soil is a bit depleted here. Also, they had that terrible frost a month ago, which set them back really badly. But we'll see. Should be enough to keep body and soul together. We've had some winds recently that brought in some Colorado potato beetle, so I've had to spend quite a lot of time repairing the damage that they have done. Peppers. Well, coming along slowly. There's one right there. Can you see that pepper there? Coming along. Also some cayennes. The cayenne peppers seem to volunteer very quickly. Very nice. Here are my planters with sweet potatoes, coming along fairly good. Gladiolus. Should be seeing some flower spikes very soon on that first row there. Beans coming along despite the dry. This is the last row of the gladiolus. So all the gladiolus corms have been planted now. Garlic will be ready to come out in a couple of weeks. Looks like there's a scape I've got to clip there yet. Beans are looking good. No complaint there. They don't seem to mind the drought. Squashes. Looking fairly good. The technique of planting in pots and then planting out seems to have done them some good. I'm quite pleased with that. The dill is coming along, but seems to be mashed back by caterpillars quite frequently. No sign of any zucchini yet, but should be in a few days. The asparagus bed is now under control. The weed trimming seems to be helping. However, the wind does tend to knock over the ferns quite badly. Here's the pea patch. Quite a lot more peas to come there yet. This is arugula gone to seed. The seed will be very useful later on. Here are the radishes I planted. They did fairly well, but because it was so dry, they went to seed fairly quickly. Lettuces, huge lettuces, wonderful. Chard, beets, more arugula, weeds, and these are sunflowers. Now, Siberian, I believe it, no, it was Russian giant, I believe it's called. Some of them are giants and some of them are not quite so giant. They should go to at least double that height, I think. Good. Rhubarb did really nicely. One of my next jobs is to put in a couple of sticks and tie those ferns back so that they don't interfere with the beans. And the compost is doing pretty well. Hoping to feed up my garden for next year with that. Okay, well, I don't think there's any more to say. No. Keep watching the potatoes for the bugs. That's all. Thanks for watching.